Crazy Bob here. Well, as you can probably see behind me is an X4M 40i. This means, did I get the X5M or did I not? Well, you're looking at the fact that I did not. There were quite a few things that were just really off. I'll give you a couple glimpses of our journey up there. If you can endure about 20-30 seconds. So we're on our way. We're doing it. We're gonna go check out this X5M at Las Vegas. 500-mile trip. We'll see. I don't know. Right now, I filled up in Sierra Vista before leaving, and amazingly enough, one tank will get us all the way there. So why am I selling this again? We'll see. So first off, one thing I want to say that was really crazy was the gaps on this X5M. Something just did not rub me quite right. And when I'm talking about gaps, I'm talking about those gaps right here. If we come around and take a look here, when you're looking at this gap, it's smooth. There was about a 1/4 inch inward edge on this side. And yet, and here's the crazy part. On this side, the X5M, the gap was perfectly fine. So what does that tell you? That tells you either quality control on that car slipped really, really bad, hard to believe, or that car was in an accident. The other thing that I noticed right off the bat, when I came up to the side of the car, you can see here, that's just in a normal light setting, that and that is the same tone. It's not two shades of a car. Both sides on this X5M had this shade difference, and it just really was absolutely aggravating. It was absolutely aggravating. You know, I asked the guy was dealing with up there, I said, hey man, you didn't notice this paint difference? I mean, come on. We told you we're coming 500 miles. You told us it was going to be a perfect car. And nonetheless, we get there, and within the first 20 seconds, I already, you know, in my mind, I had already made my decision. But I still test drove it. So, the power of the car as I was test driving it did not compare nearly to my F10 M5 that I had, and it just seemed, if this makes any sense to the car guys out there, it just seemed very sickly. So a car that's been abused, kind of. And so I've got some pointers. So for any of you that are going to do something like this, I went ahead and did it. I'd gladly like to save you from making the mistake I made. And here's how you're going to save that mistake. First, be very leery of a car that started its life as a lease. Not saying all lease cars are bad, but think about it. What would you do with a car that you leased? And at that, a car was nearly 600 horsepower. Well, I know what I would do. I'd probably not care. I would drive it kind of hard, make sure that it meets all the lease requirements for when I give it back. So that's the first thing you should be leery of if you're going to buy a performance vehicle that has been leased. I mean, if you don't care, good luck. So the second thing you should be leery of, if a car started life in Florida, as this X5M did, and then turned around and wound up in Pennsylvania, only to wind up 8 months later in Nevada. It's possible, maybe somebody switched jobs or whatever, but each time there were different owners. So there were 2 total owners, 1 dealership, making it a third, but really the second owner looked like it was a dealership also. So when you're looking at the Carfax, it didn't, in my head, I wanted it to be right. I was like, oh, no big deal, no big deal. But my gut was telling me, this doesn't even look right. And so when I got there, walked into the showroom, they had the car under lights. They really didn't want me to kind of film, so I wish I could have. I would have shown you footage. I'll show you some pictures of the car in a moment. But nonetheless, that's the second clue. Third, never trust Carfax. Just because Carfax says it's a guaranteed checkmark clean Carfax doesn't mean crap. Carfax is in this business to make money. I don't want to discount that some of their services are good. So it kind of gives you a general fuzzy about what's going on with the car. If a bunch of honest people were dealing with the vehicles. But let's just say for a moment, you have an accident with your vehicle, and you're like, oh crap, that's going to really depreciate my vehicle. I go down to the street to some mechanic that says, yeah, I can put a couple used fenders on it, and for like $4,000, I'll hook you up. Not only did your insurance not go up because you never told your insurance, but you also don't have dirt on your Carfax. So don't always 100% of the time trust Carfax. Just remember, don't trust the Carfax. Lease is a little bit of a red light. And then if there's multiple owners over a short period and the car's moved around, sometimes it looks like money laundering to me. I know it's not money laundering per se, but it seems almost like, okay, this car had an issue, and so we moved it from our dealership in Florida to our dealership in Pennsylvania to our dealership in Las Vegas, and now it sits there clean like nothing ever happened. And so that's kind of how it appears. I may be off. Let me know if I am. But nonetheless, that's what it looks like. So there's my 5 cents. Hope you enjoyed. Thanks for enduring my little talk there and my little travels on the Arizona roads. All right, take care. Till next time.